Crown Prince and His Highness Sheikh Jaber al-Mubarak al-Hamad al-Sabah, the Prime Minister, and wish for many happy returns of this joyous occasion. His Highness the Emir Sheikh Sabah al-Ahmed al-Jaber al-Sabah sent cables of congratulations to Ahmed Sulaiman al-Ghadaibi, Ahmed Haji Lari, Abdullah Yusuf al-Ma'youf, Faris Saad al-Ataibi and Mohammed Nasser Rashidi on winning the parliamentary by-elections in the 2nd, 3rd and 4th constituencies and wish them success in serving and developing their country. His Highness the Crown Prince Sheikh Nawaf al-Ahmed al-Jaber al-Sabah sent cables of congratulations to Ahmed Sulaiman al-Ghadaibi, Ahmed Haji Lari, Abdullah Yusuf al-Ma'youf, Faris Saad al-Ataibi and Mohammed Nasser Rashidi on winning the parliamentary by-elections in the 2nd, 3rd and 4th constituencies and wish them success in serving and developing their country. His Highness Sheikh Jaber al-Mubarak al-Hamad al-Sabah, the Prime Minister, also sent similar cables. His Highness the Emir Sheikh Sabah al-Ahmed al-Jaber al-Sabah sent a cable of congratulations to His Excellency the President of the Republic of Djibouti, Ismail Omar Guelleh, on the occasion of his country's National Day. His Highness the Crown Prince Sheikh Nawaf al-Ahmed al-Jaber al-Sabah sent a cable of congratulations to His Excellency the President of the Republic of Djibouti, Ismail Omar Guelleh, on the occasion of his country's National Day. His Highness Sheikh Jaber al-Mubarak al-Hamad al-Sabah, the Prime Minister, also sent a similar cable. The head of the main committee of the 2nd constituency, Justice Mish'al al-Jrawi, announced that Ahmed Sulaiman al-Ghadaibi won the first place with 2,570 votes, while Ahmed Haji Ali Abdullah Lari came second with 1,985 votes. In the 3rd constituency, head of the main committee and Under Secretary of the Court of Appeal, Justice Hussein Ramadan, announced that Abdullah Yusuf Rajab al-Ma'youf won the first place with 2,228 votes, while Faris Saad Eid Abdullah al-Ataibi came second with 2,137 votes. On the other hand, head of the main committee, Justice Ibrahim al-Mullah, announced Mohammed Nasser Eid Mutar al-Barrak al-Rashidi as winner of the parliamentary by-elections in the 4th constituency with 7,533 votes. British Foreign Secretary William Hague appealed for Iraq to form an inclusive government today as he met with Iraqi Kurdish leaders in Erbil. Hague condemned the Islamic State of Iraq and the Levant, or the ISIL, and said the country needed to form a government that represented all of Iraq's minorities as a matter of urgency. He was speaking at a joint news conference with Kurdish President Masoud Barzani. The meeting came a day after Hague held talks with Iraqi Prime Minister Nouri al-Maliki in Baghdad.
Be the Prime Minister of Iraq. But of course we do want to see a government formed in which people all across the country feel they have a genuine stake and representation.
The UN humanitarian chief Valerie Amos warned yesterday that conditions in Syria continue to deteriorate and that hundreds of thousands of civilians in besieged areas were still without basic aid. In a grim assessment, she told Security Council that the number of Syrians in need of humanitarian assistance had increased from 1 million in 2011 to 10.8 million, jumping 1.5 million in just the last 6 months. The latest figures included 4.7 million people in need in hard-to-reach areas. Amos strongly criticised new procedures instituted by the Syrian government for sealing trucks carrying aid, new procedures for the delivery of assistance to hard-to-reach areas, and additional requirements involving distribution and loading. While she urged the Security Council to facilitate cross-border delivery of aid using neutral monitors through several border crossings in Turkey, Jordan and Iraq, which could reach approximately 1.3 million people, Syria's UN ambassador was quick to point the finger of blame at Syria's neighbour Turkey, saying authorities there were hampering the processing of humanitarian supplies through the Nusaybin crossing. Israel has named 2 men as suspects in the disappearance of 3 Israeli settlers who were abducted in the West Bank earlier this month. Hundreds of Palestinians were arrested in the hunt for the settlers, and 5 people were also killed in clashes with Israeli soldiers. From the West Bank, Fatma Abdel Karim has more.
The Israeli Shin Bet Security Service identified 2 Palestinian men, Marwan Qawasme and Amir Abu Aisha, and accused them of the abduction of 3 missing settlers since June 12th. Qawasme and Abu Aisha have been also reportedly missing since then, but their families say without any relation to the alleged kidnapping.
They want to pull out a scheme on us. All the Israelis want to do is hit Hamas infrastructure and punish all Palestinians.
They accuse my husband of kidnapping 3 settlers, but without any proof or evidence. They make such an announcement without evidence. Amir would never do such a thing. Israel launched a wide-scale military operation said to be aimed at the 3 missing settlers 14 days ago in cities, towns and refugee camps all over the West Bank. And although Israel's security services announced the suspects, the operation did not stop. Since Thursday until today, we haven't been able to sleep. We're suffering. They attack our house and attack us. Last night they terrified us. We were all sleeping in one room. The Palestinian Authority described the ongoing military operation as a brutal form of collective punishment and said it will continue its political and diplomatic efforts to put an end to this Israeli assault.
With this information that's coming up from the Israeli side, our diplomatic offensive will continue and will be even upgraded to reach all forces at the international scene. We hold Israel, the Israeli government, responsible for the lives of the 2 Palestinians they mentioned. If they know that these are the 2 who abducted the Israelis, then why this collective punishment they're carrying for the past 16 days?
As a result of Israel's operation in the West Bank, 7 Palestinians fell martyr and nearly 560 arrested. Observers believe that the coming few days that follow this announcement will highly likely witness an escalation to prove that this operation is not mainly focused on the alleged kidnap, but also on the Palestinian reconciliation. Fatma Abdelkarim, Kuwait TV, Ramallah, Palestine.
The leaders of Ukraine, Georgia and Moldova today signed historic trade and economic association agreements with the European Union in Brussels. Businesses in the 3 countries whose goods and practices meet EU standards will be able to trade freely in any of the EU's 28 member nations without tariffs or restrictions. Likewise, EU goods and services will be able to sell more easily and cheaply to businesses and consumers in Ukraine, Georgia and Moldova. The association agreements have been a focal point in the region's turmoil. Russian President Vladimir Putin was critical of the agreements, saying that it will make Ukraine choose between Russia and the EU would split it in 2. Later today, EU heads of state and government were expected to consider whether to ramp up sanctions against Russia over its conduct towards Ukraine. A South Korean Defense Ministry official has said that North Korea has launched 3 short-range missiles into East Sea of Japan in a move which is seen to enhance its missile capability. The Joint Chiefs of Staff said today that the rockets were fired from the North Korean launching site near its city of Wonsan yesterday morning and landed in waters of East Sea of Japan. A Defense Ministry spokesman said it was likely North Korea was working on developing the capacity of multiple rocket launchers and a new model of multiple rocket launcher, especially since the 300mm multiple rocket launcher was developed by Russia and China earlier. He added that catching up with those countries, North Korea was enhancing several functions of its missiles, such as an inductor. The French Embassy marked its National Day at the Selwa Sabah El Ahmed Ballroom at the Marina Hotel with the attendance of diplomats, ambassadors, distinguished guests and members of the press. France's National Day is celebrated annually on the 14th of July. However, as noted by His Excellency Christian Nachler, French ambassador to Kuwait, since the day coincides during the holy month of Ramadan, the embassy decided and agreed with Kuwaiti authorities to bring it forward to offer everyone the opportunity of attending the reception. Our correspondent, Rinwa Jabouri, was there and has the following report.
France is a country of great beauty, exceptional cinema, delicious food. It has a vibrant culture and indeed is a country of rich art. France is actually a favourite destination for Kuwaitis who head to its beautiful cities mainly Paris, during the holiday season to experience and embrace the beauty and warmth that France has to offer.
It's a privilege for me as German ambassador to be present tonight at our partner country, France. We are together in Europe trying to form together a peaceful future. It's wonderful to celebrate this night of the 14th Juillet together here in Kuwait with friends and partners.
As you know, my country is Benin Republic. It was a French colony, former colony French. We are very close to France. We have good relations with France. We are under, if you wish, not in the French umbrella, but former colony France. And then we are used together, everything we do together. And I'm very happy to come here to meet my French people and to share together the time, you see.
The French embassy hosted a reception to mark France's National Day, which witnessed a huge attendance from guests, including community members, government officials, diplomats and other prominent people who wanted to share the pride and joy of the French people.
Well, everybody's in a very good mood because France won the football 2 days ago, so already everybody's very happy. And the French National Day is a very important day in France, and it's the 14th of July. And there's a lot of celebrations, mainly fireworks, and every city is celebrating it. So I think now we're doing it a little bit earlier, but it's very nice to celebrate France. And because of the football at the moment, there's some extra happiness and extra, patriotism. So that's great. Everybody's in a very good mood.
For me, it's a very special day because it's my first 14th of July, although we are on the 22nd of June. But for the calendar of this year, and Ramadan is coming in July, we organized this year our National Day on the 22nd of June. And for me, it's a very special day because as an ambassador, and I was saying to all my friends here, as a friend of Kuwait, I was extremely proud and honored to be the ambassador of France who is welcoming his friends in Kuwait with my Kuwaitis friends for our National Day. And I hope that the coming year will be a year of friendship. This year we are celebrating the 50th anniversary of our diplomatic relations. We have a lot of events, a lot of, I hope, cultural and economic and events in the coming months. And in November it will be a very special month for us here in Kuwait. We'll be organizing a series of different entertainments and meetings and events here in Kuwait and in France to celebrate our 50th anniversary.
The National Day of France carries a deep meaning, not only for French citizens but also for millions of people around the world who have different links with France and French communities. The ambassador conveyed his best wishes to everyone on the occasion through a warm and moving speech, where he noted that Kuwait and France, above all, are close friends and share a strong bond. The French National Day celebrates the 1790 Fête de la Fédération that took place on the 14th of July 1790 and was organized as a huge feast and official event to celebrate the establishment of the short-lived constitutional monarchy in France. From the Salwa Subah Al Ahmed Ballroom in Marina, I'm Gera Jabouri reporting to you for the English News.
In World Cup news, Algeria made history as they qualified for the first time for the last 16 round. The Desert Warriors came from behind to draw 1-1 with Russia to finish second in the group behind Belgium and will now play Germany in the next round. Meanwhile, Uruguay's Luis Suarez returned to his country's capital city Montevideo after being hit with the longest ban imposed at a World Cup. FIFA threw the book at Suarez for biting Italy defender Giorgio Chiellini during Uruguay's 1-0 victory in their Group D match. FIFA banned Suarez from all football-related activity for 4 months and also ruled that he couldn't play in Uruguay's next 9 competitive games, immediately ending his involvement in the World Cup in Brazil. For a chance to see our reports again, please visit our YouTube channel at MOI Kuwait News. And to recap tonight's news, here are the headlines once again. The Moon Sighting Committee convenes shortly tonight, hoping to spot the crescent of the holy month of Ramadan. 5 new MPs from 3 constituencies are elected in the National Assembly's by-elections. British Foreign Secretary William Hague calls on Iraq to form a government in which all Iraqis feel represented. And Ukraine, Georgia and Moldova signed partnership agreements with the European Union and move Russia doesn't welcome. Thank you for joining us.